Welcome back to the daily segment of Where's My Sock, where I take podcasts and audio terms and define them in plain English to help you along your podcast journey. Hello, my name is Mr. E. Today's term is secondary source, because a lot of research is built from reporting and summaries, and you need to know what kind of evidence you're holding. So what does secondary source mean in plain English? A secondary source is information that describes, summarizes, or interprets an event after the fact, usually based on primary sources. In plain terms, it's not the original evidence, it's someone explaining the evidence. That could be anything like news articles and reports, documentaries and books, or biographies, or retrospectives. So why do people even have a word for this? Because people encounter stories through secondary sources first. That's not automatically bad. Secondary sources can be well researched and incredibly helpful, but the term exists so you remember two things. One, a secondary source may include interpretation, framing, or missing context. And secondly, different secondary sources can tell the same story differently. Knowing something is a secondary source helps you do responsible work. You look for what the source is based on, you compare accounts, and you avoid presenting a summary as if it's direct proof. In the beginning, when you start using secondary sources, you might find yourself reading 3 articles that all repeat the same claim, but none of them show where the claim came from. That's when secondary source thinking kicks in. Are they all pulling from the same original report? Are they quoting each other? Or is the claim verified anywhere or just repeated? Even if you still use a secondary source, you can narrate responsibly. When you're narrating, say something like, multiple reports state blank, but we cannot locate the original documentation of these statements. Saying things like that, like I've said before, will help keep you honest to your guests. So at least they know you did the research and you're able to report back the findings that you came up with. Wrapping things up, a secondary source is reporting that summarizes an event based on other materials. It can be useful, but it's one step removed from the original evidence. If you only remember one thing, remember this. Use secondary sources, but check what they're based on and compare more than one before treating a claim as solid. Next time, we'll tackle citation, because once you're using sources, you need a clear way to tell the listener where information came from. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the show, hit that follow button, and turn on those notifications. That way, you can be a little bit better today than you were yesterday.